Hello, Indie Warriors! It's good to be with you! Old Gamer Joe here at I Dream of Indie Games, where today we're taking a very special look at the eagerly anticipated DLC for the indie RPG. You know it well, probably, if you're watching this. Sea of Stars, Throes of the Watchmaker. Sea of Stars, Throes of the Watchmaker is available today on all major platforms. It's completely free if you already own the game, won't cost you a single penny, and serves as the final DLC. A conclusion of sorts to a title that has truly taken the indie scene by storm. Sold something like over 6 million copies, just incredible. We'll have a link to the game right down in our description box below, and we also want to give a huge thank you to Sabotage Studio for sponsoring this video. As always, sponsorship won't impact our overall thoughts on the DLC, but I wanted to mention it to be 100% transparent with you all, as I always am. Alright then, I've spent about 4 hours so far with Throes of the Watchmaker. They're saying it's going to take around 8 to 10 hours total to complete, making this a pretty significant DLC, especially compared to a lot of add-on content we've seen in other RPGs that's maybe like an hour or two of gameplay. It's also completely self-contained, meaning you'll start with more or less a clean slate. Your levels will be wiped for story reasons, but it's highly recommended that you finish the original game before embarking on this quest, as it expands upon several plot points from the main Sea of Stars campaign. If for whatever reason you aren't familiar with Sea of Stars, it's an indie RPG that pays homage to many of the great 16-bit classics, such as Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy series, the list goes on. Its combat is turn-based, there's a massive epic story to follow, an overworld map, the whole shebang. I'm not going to bore you with all the details. If you're watching this video again, odds are you are at least somewhat familiar with the game, but just know that it's a great RPG that's deserving of all the praise it has received. Sea of Stars has also gone through quite a few changes since its initial release. Back in November of last year, the Dawn of Equinox update dropped, overhauling the combat system with new tweaks such as mystery locks for an added layer of strategy when breaking spells, there's combo points, and even some additional balancing tweaks. Accessibility options via relics were added, making the difficulty more adjustable, and all told, they were welcome additions, making an already great game even better. Sea of Stars is also known for its more open navigation system where you can climb up certain cliffs, jump, swim, and of course, solve environmental puzzles. But best of all, there's the grappling hook, of course, for reaching otherwise unreachable areas. I mention all of this because all of these features very much remain a part of this new DLC, even down to featuring 3-player co-op. Super impressive stuff, just a lot added to this title. You can't say Sabotage Studio hasn't listened to their fans, that's for sure. This all means that if you fell off of Sea of Stars originally, there's never been a better time to hop back in. Now I'll keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but here's the gist of Throes of the Watchmaker's story. Aboard the Vespertine, the passengers are introducing themselves when a shocking revelation comes to light. The Wind Mage, Keenathan, isn't actually named Keenathan at all. Shaken by the news, historian Teeks, a familiar face for fans, suggests seeking out the Watchmaker, who possesses a magical pocket watch capable of permanently engraving Keenathan's name into history. However, the Watchmaker has troubles of her own and won't be able to help unless the Solstice Warriors first assist her in restoring her mysterious clock world. Once a thriving world full of whimsy, the Watchmaker's clock began malfunctioning, forcing her to shrink herself down, yes, really, to investigate what was happening within. But during her search, she discovers a betrayal. The evil Aephorol, who once helped her create a castle, has turned against her. A dormant cog within the clock world drains the Watchmaker of all her powers, leading to the emergence of an evil copy of herself, now wreaking havoc from within. It's up to you to set things right and restore balance back to the clock world before it's too late. Does that sound a little bit confusing? That's because it kind of is. Truthfully, the main plotline is ambitious, nearly to a fault, but it's really the areas and the characters within the clock world itself that I enjoyed the most about this content. Thematically, this DLC hits on so many things I love being a part of in RPGs. For one, an entire clock world is just pretty damn cool, but even better, it's full of small towns to explore, dungeons to conquer, and a vast array of puzzles to solve. Plus, I love circus stuff in my games, and there's a bunch of circus nonsense going on here. Throes of the Watchmaker truly feels worlds away from the Sea of Stars universe as we knew it, while still maintaining the gameplay that many of us love from the original. Let's take the characters Piff and Poof, for example, two jester-like clowns that are clearly inspired by a certain pair from another popular RPG franchise. Comment below if you know which one. The duo maniacally taunt your group, playfully bouncing off of one another. They are two of my favorite characters in the entirety of Sea of Stars. This DLC also introduces Artie as a playable party member. Artie is a great addition to the cast, offering amusing cannon-based attacks that let him blast cannonballs into the sky and then use a trampoline to bounce them repeatedly at enemies over and over again. As I mentioned, you'll be starting fresh with Zale and Valerie taking on brand new circus-themed combat styles. Zale will hurl pies at his friends' faces to restore their health, juggle fiery bottles, and more, while Valerie uses a pole vault to shoot herself into the sky, crashing down on foes. These new attacks are an absolute blast, even if the repetition of seeing them over and over again, much like with the original game, does set in a bit after a while. It's the same combat engine as the original more or less, much like Exploration, which involves a heavy dose of climbing, turn-based battling, and puzzle solving. Fans of the original game will feel comfortable, though built-in tutorials remain available if you need a refresher. And oh yes, there are some really awesome boss battles. I've encountered maybe one of my favorite boss battles ever, next to the one that it's a parody of. Now this also means if you weren't a fan of Sea of Stars' brand of combat, exploration, and character progression before, this DLC won't change your mind. If anything, Throes of the Watchmaker seems to double down on puzzles in particular, with each unique labyrinth offering a slew of brain teasers, most of which are pretty manageable, but tough. You'll toss switches, push blocks, change gravity, and even push together puzzle pieces to create images. I'd say I've spent more time so far cracking conundrums than I have actually battling foes, but they are quite fun. Just know that you'll have to have a bit of passion for puzzle games too if you want to get the most out of Sea of Stars. Fans of the original game will also be pleased to know that series composer Eric W. Brown is back with some wonderful compositions. In keeping with the theme of this DLC, he gleefully plays with clocks and infectious melodies throughout, breathing life into this fascinating world. I loved the original soundtrack to Sea of Stars, and the musical pieces that have been treated to thus far have been every bit as good. The visuals also remain excellent, with new set pieces looking incredible, oozing with that glorious pixel art. Really top-notch pixel art, I gotta say. If you say one thing about Sea of Stars, even if you aren't a fan of the original game, it sure looks beautiful. This DLC is no exception. So, as far as DLC goes, the Sea of Stars Throes of the Watchmaker expansion is really about as ambitious as they come. The idea that players can have 8 more hours of Sea of Stars at zero cost is pretty wild. And for those who haven't played the game yet, I'd consider now the best time to do so. This DLC offers an incredible magical world full of some of the series' best moments and unforgettable characters. While the setup to this expansion had me scratching my head a bit, I now find myself eager to press forward and save the clock world from doom. And with so many callbacks to great RPGs, hardcore fans of the genre will fall in love with it. Good stuff out of Sabotage, and here's hoping for a sequel in the not-so-distant future. Alright then, please feel free to use our link, it's right down in the description box below, and grab yourself a copy of Sea of Stars with this free DLC. It is out today for everybody to enjoy. Free if you own the game, and even if you purchase it, there's no additional purchase. You just get it. Now how's that for service, huh? Once again, a very, very special thank you to Sabotage Studio for reaching out and sponsoring this video. We'll see you all on the channel for more great indie gaming coverage just like this. Voice to the voiceless. For far too long, you, the gamer, have been denied honest gaming coverage. Indie developers and publishers have lost their voice, but no longer. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and head over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames to join this epic campaign for indie visibility. The echo chamber trembles as our message grows louder. Voice to the voiceless!